Alright everybody, welcome into CM42 TV. It is a pretty miserable day for August, but the rain is piling down. I was sitting in the house, I was like I could go out and get some fresh air in the rain, but then I saw this kind of first look, sneak peek, official trailer as it's been named here, for Obi-Wan Kenobi, A Jedi's Return. Now I'm assuming this is like a behind the scenes thing. But when I saw it first pop up on my screen, I was like, did they just announce a season 2 already? But then I saw it's like coming out this September or whatever, and I was like, that's a little bit quick. But it's also A Jedi's Return. Not to be confused with Return of the Jedi. Let's check this out right now. Here we go.
I remember clearly the first time I saw Star Wars.
Oh wow.
Hello there.
Hello there.
It's a surreal world to be a part of. Coming back to it after all these years was very meaningful to me.
This is where the fun begins.
First day on set, I shouted, "Obi-Wan!" I saw a hand go up.
I feel hugely fortunate to be able to do this, but also a big responsibility to trying to do it right.
Can you imagine?
Obi-Wan Kenobi is an iconic character. I don't think I'd imagined the scale of the series.
It blew my mind.
Oh my god.
So many people have such an emotional relationship to the Star Wars galaxy. It's in everybody's life.
Disney Plus Day. Alright. There's so many things just in the trailer that look very exciting. That quote, that this is where the fun begins, obviously that's like an Anakin quote or whatever, but like, did you see the Star Wars special thing they did, like right before the episode came out? Or the first episode aired, they were doing like Hayden and Ewan were doing this like on stage panel thing. And the guy was like, do you have any words for the fans or anything before we see it? And Ewan was like trying to think of something, and Hayden just picks up the mic and just very smoothly says, "This is where the fun begins." Like in that like deadpan Hayden Christensen delivery, you know? First of all, imagine watching Star Wars like that. Imagine watching Star Wars just like standing in front, no other one in the room, you know, then seeing him. Oh my god, I have so much love for Hayden, for the Anakin character. One of the coolest, like, idol kind of person that I had when I was a young kid. And I guess that's a lot of things that they were saying in that kind of like build up to the episode at the Star Wars celebrations and stuff like that. They were like, we're just so happy that people are so enthusiastic about this because we made the series and the films at the time for this reaction and we didn't get it. We got met with lots of moaning and people being like, original, you know, fans being like, oh no, you've destroyed the series and stuff, and that's just, you're not fans if you're doing that whatsoever. You're just looking for an excuse to kind of moan about stuff and trying to be attention seeking. Why can't we just switch off our brains and enjoy Star Wars? Because do you know what? It's not actually real. Grinds my gears. Can you imagine? That was a really cool shot, by the way, when we saw Hayden standing as Anakin there. But there was a clip here. Can you imagine having to rehearse a lightsaber battle wearing a face mask? I mean, it's bad enough. Look, I mean, it's bad enough, obviously, when you're in the character, you're in the costume, Darth Vader, full helmet and stuff like that. But like, you're in the moment, you know. The rehearsal process just goes on and on and on. You're there all day. You're exhausted. You're warm. He looks like he's wearing jeans. God Almighty. But I love the series, by the way. And if you want to hear my full reaction or review and stuff like that, episode 100 of my podcast, the Good Bit podcast, on here on CM42 TV or on Spotify, on Apple Podcast or whatever. And on YouTube we did a 2-camera shoot, so there was 2 cameras and we switched back and forth whenever me and my co-host was speaking. So it's just like a one static shot like usual for the podcast. A little bit more interesting to watch, I guess. But yeah, the 100th episode celebration was all about the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series, and I'm looking forward to a Jedi's Return documentary coming out on September 8th, not to be confused with Return of the Jedi. And I did mention this in the podcast episode though, but the whole hello there thing, obviously, you know, Alec Guinness says it in A New Hope, then obviously Ewan McGregor says it in Revenge of the Sith, but the Revenge of the Sith one is just taken on a life of its own because of the age of social media. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all these things have just made this into a meme. You know, the hello there thing has become this big thing. So I was like, what are they going to do in this series? Are they really going to milk it, you know? And then there's a moment in like episode 2 or 3 of the Kenobi series where he meets someone and he goes, hello. And I was like, oh, what a wasted opportunity. Like, they could have said hello there at that moment, you know? They could have been this big hello there, wink to the fans or whatever, but whatever. They might not want to play into it, you know? And then, like, they go right to the end, and Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi's going up to meet Luke Skywalker for the first time, young Luke. Well, obviously not for the first time, but you know what I mean. And he walks up to him and he says, hello there, and it cuts off. Like, they saved it to the last episode. I just thought that was hilarious. Like, they've built up this whole fan thing, this meme that's been created, and just drilled it as a big important line in the series. So I thought that was great. I'm very happy for the both of them. Two iconic actors and characters of my childhood and Star Wars fandom. So I'm looking forward to checking out A Jedi's Return on Disney Plus next month. It's going to be awesome to see some behind the scenes stuff of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And of course, I should really end every single, or maybe start every single video by saying, this is where the fun begins.